I'll put that aside then. And we call 22-39246, the state of Texas versus Jose Gabriel Cortez. You are Mr. Cortez?
Yes, sir.
Present with Mr. Kelly, your attorney and the state's attorney. Does the defendant waive a formal reading of the indictment and the arraignment here? Can we proceed in summary?
Do please do.
In summary, sir, this indictment alleges, which was handed up on, wow, it's going on 2 years now, February 23rd of 22.
That's right.
And it alleges that on a
All right, pause right here. This case might sound routine, but don't blink. What starts as a plea deal is about to turn into a courtroom reality check. Deferred probation, aggravated assault, and a judge who is clearly not in a forgiving mood. Let's break down what's really at stake.
a fine up to $10,000 can be assessed. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
An agreement's been reached where you would be pleading guilty, placed on deferred or unadjudicated probation, which can be up to 10 years only. And there will be terms and conditions of probation, which are normal and customary for this. Is there any loss?
I'll have to.
And if there's restitution, I've got to announce it here.
I'll look while you proceed.
Sentencing. And then the other case will be 39247 would be dismissed as part of this agreement. Is that your understanding of the plan?
Yes, sir.
If I follow this agreement, you have no right of appeal of your case. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
How do you plead to this charge of second-degree felony of aggravated assault, guilty or not guilty?
Guilty.
Are you pleading guilty?
Quick legal breakdown. A second-degree felony in Texas is no joke. 2 to 20 years on the table. Deferred adjudication sounds like a lifeline, but it's conditional. Mess up even once, and that second chance disappears fast. Would you risk it?
One is tendered
No objection.
just without objection. Among other things, this states that you are mentally competent to enter your guilty plea, which is freely and voluntarily made. You know what you've been charged with. The indictment's been read to you. You've read it. You were guilty of the crime charged in any lesser included offenses, and you were giving up your rights to a jury trial and the right to the appearance, confrontation, cross-examination of witnesses. You were totally satisfied with the representation provided by your attorney. All of this is true. It states, so help you God. Is that true?
Yes.
States Exhibit 1 is made a part of the record for all purposes. Does a pre-sentence report waive?
Yes, sir.
No known restitution.
Okay. If nothing further, then I'm going to follow this agreement and find, sir, you are pleading guilty today in a voluntary way. You are mentally competent to do so. You understand and appreciate the consequences of pleading guilty. There's sufficient evidence from State's Exhibit 1 admitted in this hearing, along with your plea of guilty, to find you guilty beyond a reasonable doubt. But I'm not going to do that. I'm going to defer in finding a guilt and place you on deferred for unadjudicated probation for 10 years. There will be terms and conditions of probation, which are normal and customary for this type of offense. Make sure you follow them. If you fail to, your probation could be revoked. You could have been found guilty and sentenced up to 20 years in prison, which you don't want. And in this case, it states that a firearm was used, and that means you would have to go for, you would not be paroled until you served 1/2 of your sentence.
This is a critical moment. The judge is saying, I could convict you right now, but I'm choosing not to. Deferred adjudication means no final conviction yet, but the court is holding all the power. This is mercy with a warning label.
State wants to tell me anything about this? I mean, somebody got shot, right?
Yes, sir.
Correct.
That normally, you pay a price with me when you're shooting people, because you can kill people that way. And
The reality is both these victims are lucky to be alive. The case we dismissed, that victim did not suffer serious bodily injury. They suffered bodily injury. The deferred that we've worked out is has a lot to do with Mr. Kelly's advocacy and dealing with Mr. Laird. He's brought him a lot of information as to the background between this individual and the other individuals.
What is it about it?
There's a history there that if had the matter proceeded to trial, that would have made Mr. Cortez appear more sympathetic to a jury. And I think that's a fair way to summarize it. Of course, Mr. Kelly is more intimately involved with the details, but that's my understanding.
Okay. Help me out here.
This is where the tone shifts. Someone was shot, and the judge makes it crystal clear. Luck is not a defense. Courts don't just punish outcomes, they punish risk. Firing a gun isn't a mistake. It's a decision with permanent consequences.
Is that what we do? Is people are going to go out, and especially during the Christmas holidays, and get in differences, shoot somebody and say, I hope I fall on Judge Stevens because he's going to let me defer, and I'm not going to have to pay a price of going to jail as a condition of probation. We're using a deadly weapon to shoot people. That is a price that I think is something different from where somebody may be placed on 10 years deferred for stealing merchandise from the store.
Judge, it is all that serious, but we've weighed out the circumstances, including the defendant's age and the information that I told you was shared with us by the defense. And I am asking that you move forward and accept this deal.
I'm accepting the deal. What I'm talking about is a condition of probation where he goes to jail for up to 6 months.
I feel that that's appropriate.
We don't, Judge. The things that you said this morning are...
You shoot into a crowd, Tom. You just addressed this. I set a standard up here.
I know.
And I don't want people going, I'm going to shoot somebody as long as I don't kill them. I'll take the blame and I'll get on 10 years deferred and I'll use the John Stevens rule. No, this isn't Tombstone in the Old West. You don't resolve your differences and issues by shooting at people. And here is, I guess we're lucky that somebody wasn't shot and killed, but you're using a firearm to shoot at somebody, and that is a killing machine. But that is not the way to handle an issue unless you were defending your life. There's not a defense used here. So you don't commit aggravated assault and shoot at somebody with a gun. In this county has enough firearm violence. We don't need to be saying, what's the worst I can get? Deferred. That's second chance. I don't have to go to jail. I can do that. That's not, I don't want people thinking who have similar circumstances such as this, that it's something where a price is not paid. How long was the defendant in jail?
Few days, Judge, before the law was posted. I'd like to address it, Judge.
Go ahead.
The things that you've said this morning, Judge, are things that Gabriel and I have talked about for 2 years. You mentioned that when we started the age of this case. That's how long we've been talking about the facts of these cases. His family.
Listen closely. This isn't just about this defendant anymore. The judge is talking to the entire community. He's worried about the message courts send. If violence doesn't come with real consequences, what stops the next trigger pull?
I'm not.
And as long as we are going to call ourselves civilized, it's going to pay a price. You're going to jail as a condition of probation. Question is how long? You work somewhere?
Your Honor, I would ask the court that it is now abundantly clear that option is at the court's discretion.
Yes, and it's done routinely in the circumstances where crimes of violence occur where they're placed on deferred probation. Yeah, we're going to stand for working our issues out in a peaceful, civilized way, not shooting up the town. That's not the way we're going to do it. This is civilized. And we're going to send a message when this happens. So you're going to go to jail as a condition of probation when a probation, I signed those already. Yeah, let me see I'm going to add. We will order. I can place you in jail up to 180 days. I am going, as a condition of probation, order you based upon these circumstances to serve 180 days in the county jail. And when can you begin that? You don't have to do it immediately.
How long would the court give us, Judge?
After first year. Beginning. Right. What's the first Friday after January 1? January 5. Can you write that down in there, please? Thank you. All right. And that will be an added condition. That's a message to you and anyone who use the gunplay to resolve issues. That's what I can do. And we're going to put people in jail who use violence. It's far too often used instead of civilized behavior. Okay, go see that lady. Thank you. Mr. Kelly?
Yes, sir.
And here's the final twist. Probation stays, but with 180 days in county jail attached. This is the court drawing a line. Rehabilitation plus punishment. A second chance, yes. But one that comes with teeth.
Okay. 21-38966 is now called. The state of Texas versus Brittany, and your middle name is pronounced
Cherie.
Sylvester, and that is you.
Okay.
And Ms. Mantellini is here representing you, and that's the probation office, and your probation officer is right here.
Yes.
And you have been charged now as of September of 2023 with a motion to revoke probation, which states in summary that on December 19th, about a year ago now, almost a year ago to the day, you were placed on 10 years deferred or unadjudicated probation for assault on a public servant. And it states you failed to report to the probation office in June, August, and September of this year, failed to work faithfully, failed employment, failed to provide verification performing community service, failed to provide verification of entering and completing anger management, and you are in arrears payments. See, these are all things that I think are fixable.
They are.
But at least you didn't run out and go out and commit a crime, which would really undo things.
No,
you put you in a bad spot. But what do you want to do today?
Well, today I'm sorry, go ahead.
How long have you been in jail?
I've been in jail now since November the 8th.
How's that working out?
2023.
Yeah, so you missed Thanksgiving. You're about to miss Christmas. It
is not working out.
These are all non-substantive new crimes, which are issues that are just behavioral issues that can be fixed, I think, by just discipline. But that's just me talking. These are.
I also agree. I reported sex trafficking is what happened in 2021 when I was given that assault on a public servant charge. That is what originally happened. Someone tried to kidnap me as well as my child that was with me at the time. And then after I signed on to the probation and accepted that, I was put on the 10-year deferred adjudication. However, I thought that those charges were dropped because they were related to a sex trafficking and a kidnapping that had tried to happen to me. However, I am willing to
see, that's all
to follow the
apples and oranges. You got apples and oranges. You got that other matter that sex trafficking, when all that was dismissed, there was still the assault on a public servant that you pleaded. You don't undo judgments, and there was a judgment issued. We can't undo it.
Okay.
It's done, so you got to live with it and make the best of it.
Mhm.
But those are one violation is enough to revoke your
Wow.
probation, and then you're looking at 10 years in prison, which you don't need.
No, I don't. And then also I would like to add some of those things that are on that list I was able to do, such as find employment. I was working at Wendy's.
Well, if I
for
gave you
about 3
another
months.
chance on this, would you make the most of it and the best of it?
Of course. I'm a
Well,
very
but you made-
responsible person.
I know, but you made it. Yeah, let me read to you.
And I'm a pastor. I've never been in any kind of trouble.
Hold on.
And
Here, let
the
me read
trouble
to
came
you.
to me, honestly.
Yeah.
I'm
Well, let's
I'm
fix
a
it.
special needs
Let's
parent,
fix it.
and my
and-
child needs me.
You made a promise here
Okay.
that you signed here, Brittany.
Mhm.
I agree to follow all conditions imposed upon me, and I know that this community's supervision can be revoked for any violation. So that was a promise you made when we put you on probation. So it
Correct.
only takes one to get you in all kind of a mess. And here they've alleged 5 things. So that's what I'd like to do. Is, you have a child at home?
Yes.
If
He is
did y'all want to
special needs.
maybe move forward on something? Because I'd like to maybe move forward and then find that she might have made some mistakes here, but she's going to promise to fix it, and we can continue her probation as long as she does.
Judge,
Yeah.
I want to direct your attention to what should be in the court's file, a report from Dr. Kapon from May 19th of 2022. Before you
No.
go down that path,
Okay. Well, what's
the problem is she's not been on the mental health caseload. And from what I'm seeing here, just what this doctor gives us the opinion.
well, that's what you're
about her.
asking is to add a condition of probation. She's on there. Mental health
The state's position is that she needs pen time, but if she's going to continue on probation, the very least that needs to occur is that she's on the mental health caseload.
I didn't see that, but I'm not sure the probation office. I mean, these are files that are sealed. Maybe they didn't get this.
Whatever oversight.
But we'll
she did-
provide that information.
Yes, sir.
So, is that what you want to do?
Yes. I would
Okay,
like
what do you want to do,
continue
Kevin?
And.
You want to move forward?
Keep with probation and stay on that. And also what I would like to add is before I was let out of jail prior to, when I signed my probation deal, which was in December, not December, it was December of 2022. It was 1 year after I had been withheld in jail in a kidnapping. And basically what happened is that
I don't need to know that. I had a
signed
pre-sentence
the
report. I had a pre-sentence report, but
Okay, but what I was trying to let you know is they had started billing me inside of jail for 2 months after I had signed the probation deal. They were billing me. So
Tuesday.
it looked like what I'm guessing is the probation
Oh.
office were billing me.
well,
But
it
I
goes
was still
from the
present.
beginning. Yeah.
Yeah, but I was still present inside of jail. So that's 2 months that it showed as if I were behind. However, I was not,
Yeah, that doesn't,
because that's something that they also.
paying court assessed fees
About.
in the arrearages, if you're unable to pay,
Mhm.
that is a defense.
Okay,
So
So if we were able to move.
we don't have a
today-
pauper's prison like is on, those television, those Christmas shows where people are put in pauper's prison in the old days. We don't have, if you're too poor to pay something, you don't go to prison. That's
Okay.
not the American belief.
okay, so.
As long as you can prove you do the best you can and you're trying, and the court is convinced of that, then that's all we want. Just try your best.
Okay,
But money you're not going to prison because of money solely.
So if we were able to go forward today with the inclination to keep
It only
on
takes one.
probation and mental health, we could plead to. On number 2, she says although she did work March to July at Wendy's, she didn't necessarily provide
Failed to
verification
report.
that they knew where she was working, but she didn't necessarily follow the
Supposed to
Is that
fail to
correct?
report.
Well,
On what?
my prior, probation officer did come visit me and saw me working there. His name is Mr. Moody. So he was aware that I am working.
Where were you, when did you come into jail?
I came into the jail December 19th of 2021 prior
No, I mean
to
now.
this year,
This present.
11/8 of
Okay.
2023.
So in June and August and September of this year, you were on probation out.
Correct.
All right, that's what you failed to
I was
report.
calling and I was checking up and I was speaking
You have
with
to
her.
report in person.
Okay, and also what I had did was I had called to reschedule because I do catering such as cakes and vegan products is what I make. So I had called to reschedule that so that I could
Did
make.
somebody tell you, did somebody say you could reschedule?
Well, I was speaking with my,
Somebody say you could reschedule.
no, but that was
That's
a
what's in court.
request that
You
I was making due
I know
to work
those
related
requests are-
purposes.
Requests are just requests, but at the end of the day, the probation office makes the decision.
Okay.
But just,
That's
we
let you
work
know.
with you. Okay?
Okay.
All right. So can we move forward? Is that,
If you are willing to plead true to if you feel like it is true that you on or about June 18 of 23, August 14 of 23, and September 6 of 23, that you failed to report, then the judge says we can move forward today.
We can move forward with probation.
That's the inclination that we're.
well, it's not a deal that you've made with me, but I've already said what my feelings were.
Okay, so probation is what we're going
It's
to
always,
be doing.
anybody who
Okay.
doesn't, if you don't have a plea agreement, it's always a leap of faith.
Okay, well, that is what I'm wanting.
All right.
to do.
Then-
Thank
Be
you.
true to those
God
3 days.
God bless. Yeah.
All right.
Thank you.
So
God
there's a
bless.
motion to revoke unadjudicated probation here in 21-38966. Does the defendant who's here with Ms. Mantalini waive a formal reading of this? Can we proceed in summary?
Yes, sir.
In summary, this states that on December 19th, almost a year ago, that you were placed on 10 years deferred or unadjudicated probation for assault on a public servant, 3rd-degree felony. Is that true? Is that true? Yes.
You're placed on.
That
And and raise your right hand. Do you swear that any statements you make during this hearing will be the truth, so help you God?
yes.
All right. Is that true? So far, what we've said.
That you were placed on probation.
Yes, that I
For that
was placed on probation.
For that
Assault on a public servant.
Correct. However, as far as the name assault on a public servant, what I was told is that does not actually mean police officer, but that is the assumed name. However, it was security guard.
I just,
I think
it
that they.
is a public servant, and there are a lot of public servants who don't happen to be police officers,
Okay, well, yes.
like me.
I'm just making sure that I'm
Like me.
understanding what it is that
Number,
you're saying.
it says public servant.
Yes,
Number 1 states you failed to report to the Jefferson County Probation Office on or about June 18th, August 14th, and September 6th of this year, 2023. Is that true as it is alleged?
yes,
Are you pleading true to that voluntarily, knowingly, intelligently, and because it is true?
I am, admitting that that is something that I did not do. However, I will do that in the future and
Do you understand?
make
Do
sure.
you understand by a knowing and voluntary plea of truth, that is enough to a violation of probation? That is enough to grant this motion to revoke probation by a preponderance of the evidence or greater. Your probation could be revoked, and then you could be subject to sentencing on this case of no less than 2, no more than 10 years confinement. Knowing that, do you insist on pleading true today?
Yes,
I find you are pleading true voluntarily. You understand knowingly. You understand and appreciate the consequences of pleading true. Anybody else want to say anything before we move forward?
No, Your Honor.
I've already expressed where I'm want to be, but if we're going to, I want to generally continue her on probation, but knowing that you're running out of chances, you have to follow 100%. The probation office is going to suggest, I think, some changes here to ensure that you're successful.
okay,
85%. Probation, 5 out of 6 are successful. You want to be 5 out of 6.
Yes, this is.
Probation. Yes.
Yes, I would like to recommend that she be placed on the mental health caseload and get a mental health evaluation because the officer prior to.
All right, that will be done. Whatever it takes to help her complete this successfully. That's what we want to do.
And also, I also already have done the mental health portion. So that is something that I did do, that I was asked to do.
Good. Well, help yourself and then you'll be fine.
Yeah.
Because I think this is something, as long as you're sensitive about continuing the treatment and help to keep you stable, then you ought to be fine.
Oh yeah,
So do that.
I'm a stable person. I'm a genius, and no one knows it, but they will soon.
But just so you're clear, what the judge is saying is that probation, whatever requirements they have to continue any additional testing, even though you may have done something in the past, you're going to be required to follow their requests and instructions. Okay.
Okay.
And these are all normal and customary for these circumstances.
Okay.
But remember, this is open. If you fail, we're going to bring you back. And then we'll pick up where we left off with it. So,
okay. I don't plan to fail.
But here's the deal is you're just, you're doing just what I'm required to do. All of us. I mean, we don't report to a probation office, but we have to follow the rules and not get in trouble and live peaceably and get a job and, take care of our family. All of those are things we all are required to do.
Right.
So
I was prior blacklisted, and that was part of the reason.
yeah, these aren't unusual, and it's not punishment. It's to make you a better person, help make you a better person. Anything else? All right. I want to review this in 6 months, and Brittany, we're going to bring you back in 6 months to see how you're doing. Okay. Okay. So good.
I won't be arrested. It'll just be me coming.
No, they're going to tell you, you're going to come to the probation office.
Okay.
You got to keep up with them.
Okay.
And they'll say, oh, you got to be in court here to review how we're doing the status.
Okay.
Thank you. Horace Walker is next.
If you don't, it'll be just like the day that you're arrested. So as long as you do what you're supposed to, you'll just come on, violate things. You're arrested.
Okay. I won't be violating anything. I didn't intentionally.
Yes.
She'll be here if you need to talk to her. We got to move on. We got a lot to do still, and we got running out of time.
Reviewing 6 months, I believe you said.
On Horace Walker.
Horace Walker, he is requesting a trial.
Thank you.
Can I get a copy?